This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us tonight at 5, everyone. 8 more people in Wisconsin have died due to complications from COVID-19.
State and county health officials confirm 818 new cases, which is about 200 fewer than yesterday's record-breaking count. To date, Wisconsin has a total of 45,077 cases, 869 deaths. DHS says 9,285 cases remain active. Now, with more than 14,000 COVID-19 tests conducted in Wisconsin since Tuesday afternoon, health officials said only 4.8% of those tests came back positive, although the number of new cases has gone down. DHS says 58 of Wisconsin's 72 counties still have high activity levels for disease spread.
And as we continue to see cases spike across the country, more than half of U.S. states now have statewide mask mandates. Today, Minnesota's governor added that state to the list, issuing an executive order mandating mask use for indoor public spaces. Illinois and Michigan also have mandates in place.
So the question remains, will Wisconsin join them?
Our Gabriella Becerra joins us with what state leaders and health officials are saying about that. Gabriella?
News 3 Now asked the governor's office and the Department of Health Services the answer to that question. And the governor's office says, quote, the governor continues to be concerned about the increases in cases we're seeing across our state and is evaluating additional steps we can take to help prevent further spread of COVID-19. The Department of Health Services refers the question back to the governor's office, adding they encourage mask wearing in public. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says there needs to be discussion between both political parties.
The best approach to this is to have widespread adoption. So what I would love to see is state leaders from both sides of the aisle come together and see if they can find some compromise.
Dane County has a mask mandate in place, but it's seen some pushback from at least one business claiming it's illegal. Lawyers advise News 3 Now that both the state and county has a lot of power to make orders, but the Supreme Court ruling from back in May made that whole situation confusing.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Racine's Common Council passed a mandate on masks by 1 vote last night. Orders everyone 4 years old and older to wear a mask in public buildings and outside if they're within 6 feet of someone. Violators will be fined $25 for a first offense, $50 for a second, and $100 for every violation after that. Businesses also face fines and could lose their license to operate if they don't comply.
The U.S. reported more than 1,000 COVID-19 deaths yesterday for the first time in 2 weeks. In Texas, health officials say Hispanic people make up more than 40% of confirmed cases. Florida is averaging 115 deaths per day. That is higher than any other state. And California now has 409,000 confirmed cases, topping New York as the state with the most cases. New York still has the most deaths in the country. Governor Evers has ordered $250 million in cuts to state agencies this year. The announcement was not a surprise given how much state tax collections have dropped during the pandemic. The governor previously ordered agencies to cut $70 million in the budget year that ended June 30th. Governor Evers did not say which agencies would be cut and by how much. The governor tweeted about the cuts, saying tough decisions will be made in the weeks ahead, but Wisconsinites are resilient, and I know if we put the health and safety of our communities first and work together to flatten the curve, we can get Wisconsin on track to bounce back stronger than ever. Meanwhile, former governor and current UW system president Tommy Thompson issued a statement saying the UW system has already borne a disproportionate share of state cuts to date. I am working with the governor's office to manage these further cuts.
Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, the White House says it wants Congress to pass another coronavirus relief bill by the end of next week, but Republicans don't agree on what should be in that bill. Democrats say they're still waiting to see the GOP proposal.
We do envision direct checks again that enjoys fairly significant support among Republican senators, probably not everyone.
We sent out $1,200 checks to people who didn't lose their job. This is insane. It's got to stop. We're ruining the country.
They're all in disarray. You hear different Republicans say different things. And we can't negotiate on a vague concept. That's not how it's going to work.
The pressure is on lawmakers to reach an agreement before the end of the month when extended unemployment benefits are set to expire.
A new poll finds very few Americans think schools should return to normal operations this fall, even as President Trump pushes for a full reopening. The poll from the Associated Press Nork Center for Public Affairs Research finds that only 1 in 10 Americans say child care centers, preschools, and K-12 schools should start the school year like any other year. Most think mask requirements and other safety measures are necessary to restart in-person instruction, and roughly 3 in 10 say that teaching kids in classrooms should not happen at all.
Many adults and children are having a hard time getting used to wearing masks, but doctors say this is normal. Health officials say wearing a face covering for the first time can be difficult. For some, it may cause things like rapid heart rate, difficulty breathing, chest tightness, dizziness, feeling hot or sweating, or other symptoms of anxiety. Children may also have a hard time understanding why they need to wear a mask.
Giving an example, like we're wearing these masks to keep grandma and grandpa safe, or a friend that might have asthma or a health condition that is more familiar to the child. That kind of normalizes the experience rather than trying to help a child understand the whole general population is much harder.
Health officials say to practice regulating your breathing and get comfortable with your mask so you can go longer periods wearing it. They say that will help when it comes to anxiety.
Let's get a check on the weather now. Nice summer day out there. A little break in the humidity, Gary. That felt really good.
Always does this time of year, especially when we've been humid for so long. But the humidity will be back in a couple of days. As we take a look at visible cloud track, we've had sunshine over much of the area today. There have been some clouds up in northern Wisconsin, limiting temperatures a little bit more there. But these clouds will start to dissipate a little bit as we head into the overnight hours and the sun goes down. As we check out the Doppler track, though, you can see there's really no precipitation falling from those clouds, so things are very quiet out there. Temperatures are in the upper 70s here in Madison. Notice to the south, Janesville is at 81. Madison was in the 80s the last couple of hours. But farther to the north, temperatures are only in the 60s underneath that cloud cover up north of Wisconsin Dells. Dew point temperatures have come down. They're in the middle 50s to the lower 60s, but those will gradually increase. Probably not for tomorrow. Look for another nice day with a high of 79 and partly sunny skies, but we'll be back in the mid-80s for Friday and then probably in the lower 90s for Saturday, and we have alert days in the forecast for the weekend. I'll have more details and weather in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Downtown businesses hoping for relief from the city after people vandalize their storefronts won't be getting grants.
As our Amy Reed explains, the Madison City Council voted last night to get rid of the Downtown Recovery Program. Amy?
The program would have allowed businesses here on State Street who had to replace their storefronts earlier this summer to apply for a grant of up to $25,000. I spoke with the president of Downtown Madison, Inc. about this today, and he still has hope.
It would have meant a lot, and it will mean a lot when we're able to find resources for these businesses.
Downtown Madison, Inc. President Jason Ilstrup is seeing the good in Common Council's decision last night to reject a recovery program that would have offered grants to business owners who were vandalized earlier this summer.
With the overlapping catastrophes of COVID-19, the pandemic, and racism, really, and of course the looting that took place with the protesting, these businesses really are struggling.
The $250,000 program and a $500,000 equity program were designed to help businesses bounce back and to improve diversity and ownership on State Street. Currently, 62% of businesses here are owned by a woman or a person of color, and Ilstrup said there's good reason to push for more.
If we don't have a more diverse downtown, we are absolutely not having the economic potential that we need to have for the city. And so it is in everyone's interest, morally, economically, to have a much more robust and inclusive and equitable downtown.
Mayor Satya Rose Conway said the city would continue conversations on how to make the city more equitable, and she said she would support programs that get the city there. Quote, if we want to keep thriving neighborhood business districts in Madison, it will take collective action. We must be prepared to do more to assist small and local businesses, especially those owned by Black, Indigenous, and people of color. People who spoke at the meeting last night said they didn't want public money going to private business. The city does have incentive to keep this area financially strong. As Ilstrup told me, 10% of the city's tax revenue comes from this area.
Amy Reed live on State Street. Amy, thank you. Wisconsin health officials say suspected opioid overdoses have increased 117% since the pandemic began, compared with the same period last year. Data from the Wisconsin Emergency Department show 325 suspected overdoses from March to July 13th, and that compares with 150 over that span in 2019. Health officials say financial pressures and isolation can exacerbate behavioral and substance abuse problems. DHS officials say calls to the state's helpline indicate requests for information on behavioral health have been increasing as well.
Dane County Sheriff's Office reminding people to keep their homes and vehicles locked after a string of car thefts and break-ins in the area. Deputies responded to reports of 3 stolen vehicles in the last 24 hours, stolen from Deerfield, the town of Bristol, and the village of Windsor. The Sheriff's Office asking people to keep all vehicles, garage doors, and home entry points locked. People are encouraged to file a report even if nothing was taken from the vehicle during a break-in.
The White House is expanding a program called Operation Legend with plans to surge federal law enforcement to Chicago, Albuquerque, and Kansas City, Missouri to fight crime. Federal agents have been in Portland, Oregon for more than 50 days amid ongoing attacks on federal buildings. But they've clashed with demonstrators after dark, and protesters say they're being snatched off the streets.
We will use federal law enforcement to vigorously charge federal crimes and support these besieged communities to the greatest extent possible. This will be hard, painstaking work.
This is a democracy, not a dictatorship. We cannot have secret police abducting people.
This week, the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, along with several other mayors from major cities, sent a letter to the Trump administration demanding the withdrawal of federal forces, calling it an abuse of power. The Trump administration says it does not need permission from local officials to assist local law enforcement, but members of Congress are calling for investigations into the program. Still ahead tonight on News 3 Now at 5, a couple is going viral after recording their journey to help an elderly man get to Wisconsin to see his son. We'll have their story coming up. And then tonight at 6, a Lancaster nurse shares her experience fighting COVID-19 and why she's urging people to think about keeping everyone in the community safe. That story's coming up at 6. A check of the markets at midweek. The Dow closes up more than 165 points. The Nasdaq added 26, and the S&P 500 gained 19. We'll be right back.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on over 400 new Hondas. Get 0% financing for up to 60 months on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
The summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin in 10 minutes with Plexiderm.
Oh my God, I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. And it works in 10 minutes. Plus, the results last up to 10 hours. And best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions. Nothing works like this.
We were away on vacation. If you go down to the islands, they always want to take you in a booth and put some stuff on you. And my husband said, boy, that stuff really works. And I said, I washed this off hours ago. This is Plexiderm. This is what works.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, oh, Dad, did you get a haircut? And I said, no, I tried this Plexiderm product out. Oh, you look so much younger. I said, oh, thank you.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing under-eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. The science is incredible, but the results are even better.
Yeah, this looks really good. All the these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. That's like so full of myself.
I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero due at signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Hey folks, Hattie has a nice day in store for Thursday, but the humidity is coming back. She'll have the latest in her first warn forecast.
And we're taking a closer look at why people are using more plastic during the pandemic and what you can do to use less right now. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
Welcome back, and here's a story that will hopefully brighten your day.
We first told you about this morning. One couple who is really going out of their way to help a man they didn't even know. Our Melissa Kim is here to explain. Melissa?
Yeah, we could all use a little good human story right now, right? Well, an 80-year-old man named Dennis was at a gas station in Woodhill, Illinois, and seemed to be a little confused. So a man named Elton Hood struck up a conversation and found out that Dennis was driving from Arizona to Wisconsin to visit his son so that he could see him for the first time in 19 years. Well, Dennis seemed, he actually admitted that he had gotten lost one too many times on the trip, so Elton wrote out directions for him and gave him his phone number just in case. Well, Elton's fiancée, Tracy, documented the whole interaction and posted it on the app TikTok for the world to see, so that people will have a little empathy the next time they see someone older getting lost.
You see, not so heartwarming stories all the time. You see missing people reports all the time. Those are things that are really concerning for people. So, to relate on that aspect of, that could be my mom, that could be my dad, any of those things.
So Dennis ended up seeing his son here in Wisconsin and had to call Elton multiple times, actually. So the couple has now offered to drive back to Arizona with him so that he'll be safe and won't get lost this time. The trio, they left Madison this morning. I talked to Tracy a few hours ago. They're well on their way. By the way, that video on TikTok has 3.8 million views and counting.
Oh, that's a great story, Melissa. Thank you. And residents of Cadott are cleaning up today after storms ripped through the western part of Wisconsin last night. Trees were uprooted, a garage pushed off its foundation, and one church lost its roof due to the storms. Residents were still without power today. No injuries were reported.
Well, that's certainly good news. And let's get a check on the weather now with Gary. And it's a delightful afternoon out there, Gary.
Yeah, some sunshine and the humidity levels have dropped off a little bit. Temperatures are pretty comfortable. Tomorrow should be very similar to today before the heat and humidity returns for Friday into the weekend. Live view from the WIC Skycam shows just some fair weather cumulus clouds out there. The Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam also showing plenty of sunshine. There's a little more cloud cover in the northern part of our viewing area, though, and that's holding temperatures down into the 60s there. But three things you need to know in the forecast. High temperatures will be near 80 for tomorrow and in the middle 80s on Friday. The humidity levels will start to increase a little bit. By the weekend, those dew point temperatures climb back into the 70s. So with temperatures reaching a high in the lower 90s on Saturday and upper 80s to around 90 on Sunday, that will mean that we'll be looking at triple-digit heat indices, especially if we get some thunderstorms Saturday night and Sunday. Remember what happened last Saturday? We had some thunderstorms in the morning. Even though it didn't reach the hit 90 degrees, we stayed in the upper 80s here in Madison. All that moisture from the rain that we had in the morning just added the humidity. We had dew point temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, and heat index readings were still in the triple digits, even though high temperatures were in the upper 80s. Doppler track right now, pretty quiet. A couple of sprinkles up in northern Wisconsin. Otherwise, those clouds up to the north, not bringing any precipitation. But alert days remain in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday. I did drop the high temperature to 89 on Sunday, again, just because of the thunderstorms thunderstorm chance. But again, that could also increase the humidity even more than we're already expecting. And so we're still looking at heat index readings around the triple digits for both Saturday and Sunday. Also, any of the thunderstorms could bring some heavy downpours and some gusty winds. Weather track right now, pretty quiet across Wisconsin. You can see these clouds moving through the northern portion of the state. Down to the south, some showers and thunderstorms. In the Gulf of Mexico, an area of disturbed weather is being watched by the National Hurricane Center. That could become a tropical weather system over the next couple of days and maybe head toward Texas or Louisiana. And farther out in the Atlantic Ocean, there's a new tropical storm, Gonzalo, that may affect the western portions of, or the eastern portions of the Caribbean. But here in the Midwest, high pressure has started to develop in southern Canada and has nosed its way in, pushing a cold front down to the south. And that has started to dry out the air a little bit and made the temperatures more comfortable. In fact, up to the north, temperatures only are in the upper 50s near Lake Superior and Marquette, Michigan, and in the 60s through northern Wisconsin where there's more cloud cover. Southern Wisconsin seeing some sunshine. Temperatures are in the 70s. Milwaukee's still at 85. Janesville's at 81. Rockford at 82. But you can see these temperatures are pretty comfortable for the latter part of July. Dew point temperatures will also come down. They're mainly in the upper 50s to the lower 60s across Wisconsin. Farther to the south, you start seeing those mid-60 dew points, and they're in the 70s down by St. Louis. So the moisture is not too far away. And as we check the high temperature trend over the next 10 days, look for those temperatures to be above normal for the weekend. But next week, temperatures may be very close to normal with highs in the lower 80s and a drop in the humidity for at least a several-day period. That'll be very comfortable, at least for the time being. So as we check out our forecast for tomorrow, look for skies to be partly sunny. It'll be pleasant with a high temperature of 79 degrees. Again, humidity levels probably pretty low for tomorrow. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, the humidity comes back on Friday with temperatures jumping back into the middle 80s. Then we jump up into the upper 80s to low 90s with high humidity for the weekend. Some thunderstorm chances Saturday night into Sunday, but just a slight thunderstorm chance on Mondays. The humidity levels start to drop. And notice you don't see that humid sign in the forecast for much of next week until next week and when temperatures get back up into the middle 80s. As we take a look at first warn traffic, a pretty nice day on the roads. The DOT traffic camera has just went black, but we are looking at good conditions on the Beltline. You can see traffic moving pretty steadily, not seeing any red on there along the Beltline or on I-39, 90, 94 on the east side of Madison. As far as travel times are concerned, 14 minutes on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate, 15 minutes going back in the westbound direction. Heading out of Madison, the usual 25 minutes down to Janesville on I-39, 90 from the Beltline southward. You remember those closures on the Beltline at the I-39, 90 interchange overnight tonight. Then on US 12 heading out to Sauk City, it's a 16-minute commute and 15 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your news for now. First warn traffic.
All right, Gary, and I know you're looking ahead to this as well. We are 2 days away from baseball. Brewers baseball. The team is getting ready, getting those fans even more ready for the season ahead. That's next at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
Shop Grand Appliance in-store or online for the area's lowest prices on hundreds of in-stock appliances. 0% interest through 2022 on qualifying purchases and up to $500 in extra savings available exclusively at Grand Appliance. Save with great deals like this Samsung front-load washer-dryer pair with large 4.5 cubic foot washer capacity and steam cleaning for just $12.46 after rebate. Grand Appliance and TV. You make it home, we make it grand.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
I am crushing this to-do list.
Let me see. Smart home upgrade?
Mm-hmm.
Home gym?
Check.
What about the window, siding, and doors?
Cross something important off your list. Free installation on all windows, siding, and doors. And no interest for 1 year. The biggest sale of the year is here.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Seattle's pledge to defund its police department by 50%, even including a proposal to remove 911 dispatchers from police control.
Joe Biden said he's absolutely on board with defunding the police. Listen closely.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, you've reached 911. I'm sorry that there is no one here to answer your emergency call, but leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Crime will rise significantly. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
So if we're going to spend a third of our lives sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the Super 7-Day sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus 4 years, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate the newest arrival at Denver Mattress, come in and test out the outrageously comfortable Casper mattress and accessories. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
The NFL says if fans are allowed into games this year, they will be required to wear masks. The NFL has not announced a league-wide policy on allowing fans at games yet. Yesterday, Packers CEO Mark Murphy said he expects home games at Lambeau Field this season will have no more than 10,000 to 12,000 fans.
Meanwhile, the NFL Players Association says that they initially said 95 players had tested positive for COVID-19, but have since adjusted that number down to 59. The NFLPA said the initial head count of 95 accidentally included staff members, not just players.
We're just 2 days away from Milwaukee Brewers baseball, and the team is releasing a hype video ahead of opening day.
Forget your 162-game marathon. This right here is a sprint to the finish line. 60 games, 66 days. Where every game, the stakes are 3 times as high. Where your season can change faster than you can say Oconomowoc. Oconomowoc. Yeah, there's nothing old-fashioned about this. 60 games to make your mark. 40 against our division. That's 10 chances to ground the Redbirds. And 10 more to raise that L. Yeah, I like the sound of that. What else? We've got 30-man rosters, new extra inning rules. And oh yeah, a DH in the NL, which means more at-bats for this guy. So sit back and watch us fly, like a hanging curveball to yell at.
And this one's gonna fly out of here!
Or Locane patrolling the outfield walls.
My goodness, he made the play!
Sure, this season might be different, but here in Wisco, different has never bothered us. Think we're gonna have a little bit of fun this year? You betcha.
Does that get you fired up? The Brewers will take on the Cubs Friday at Wrigley Field. Brandon Woodruff will take the mound for the Brewers. Kyle Hendricks will be on the mound for Chicago.
Let's play some baseball. Final check, your first warn forecast. Just a moment. Stay with us.
It's time to breathe easier with a professional air duct deep cleaning from Stanley Steamer. We remove the dirt hidden deep inside your ducts, helping you get back to a cleaner and healthier home. Call 1-800-STEAMER today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Keep your workshops and garages organized with tool chest and cabinets from Masterforce. This 41-inch, 25-drawer tool chest and cabinet combo with side box is $1,281.57 after 11% off. This 122-inch garage cabinet system is easy to install with a limited lifetime warranty. $1,688.33 after 11% off. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
For over 25 years, Fry Construction has provided excellence in home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home with free virtual consultations from the comfort and safety of your own home. Or we will come see you following strict safety protocols. Visit fryconstruction.com and get inspired for your next home improvement. Contact us today.
This isn't about today.
This is about the next 10 years.
Pero hoy tú puedes hacer algo.
And you can make a difference today by completing the census.
The census impacts everything from hospitals, schools, and public transportation.
It is more important than ever before that everyone's voice is heard.
The census builds America, so the census count should look like America.
Shape the future of Brooklyn,
Kansas City,
Tucson,
Atlanta,
Oregon,
Los Angeles,
DC.
Start here at 2020census.gov.
In a crisis, you're tested. As a nation, we've been tested before, and he has too. During the worst financial collapse in a generation, with our economy on the brink, Joe Biden led the Recovery Act that saved millions of jobs and restored the middle class. During the deadliest Ebola outbreak in history, he helped lead the response that beat back an epidemic and kept Americans safe. Now, we're being tested again. And Joe Biden knows the answer is not ignoring the crisis, bailing out big corporations, and dividing a nation in pain. It's working together to protect the workers who keep us strong, rebuild the middle class, pay people what they deserve, and give every American the path to a good-paying job, a quality education, and affordable health care. That's Joe Biden, tested and ready on day one.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
At Stanley Steamer, we love homes. It's why we started cleaning them over 70 years ago and why we still continue today. Whatever home means to you, we're ready when you are to make sure your space is clean and that you and the ones you care about most are safe.
Nice evening outside. A little break in the humidity.
Yeah, it certainly feels good, and tomorrow should be just as nice. There's the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. You can see Doppler track pretty much free of precipitation other than a few sprinkles north of Green Bay. Temperatures right now are in the middle 70s here in Madison. Janesville still at 81, Milwaukee at 85. But notice to the north and west, some cloud cover keeping temperatures only in the middle 60s north and west of the Dells. Dew point temperatures are in the mid 50s to the lower 60s, so it feels a little more comfortable. High temperatures tomorrow, upper 70s. Again, dew points lower 60s, so not too bad. But the humidity starts to build on Friday. That leads to heat for the weekend when we have alert days for heat index readings up around 100, and then a break in the humidity for much of next week.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News is next. Stay tuned.